Good evening and welcome to the 2014 Summer EMS Academy. I would like to ask the graduates to please come down. I think that's the longest we've had for a procession. It's exciting. Tonight's graduation is of particular note as this is the 10th class to graduate from the EMS Academy. This evening we celebrate 23 hardworking young adults who persevered through 10 weeks of intensive training, which has led them to this celebration. During the 240 hours they spent in class, and at countless hours spent studying outside of the class, students became proficient in how to stabilize trauma victims, deliver babies, and perform CPR. We are thankful to have this group, this diverse group of young adults dedicated to helping others in some of their most vulnerable moments in their lives. In 2009, Mayor Coleman recognized the need for an emergency medical workforce reflective of the community it serves. He saw a need for a workplace that is multilingual, culturally competent, and incredibly compassionate. To address this need, the EMS Academy was created, and now these 23 graduates join their 150 predecessors as alumni of the EMS Academy. None of this would have been possible without Mayor Coleman's support of this program. I would now like to invite Mayor Coleman to the stage to share a few words about this program.
Well, good evening, everyone. To our graduates, or soon-to-be graduates, and to members of their family, I just want to first of all congratulate you for this accomplishment. I know that this has been a hard period of training and a lot of work balancing off home and other activities, trying to enjoy summer while at the same time studying hard, but you made it, and that's an important step. I have to say I'm going to call out Santana just because I've known you since you were about 4 years old, and just want to say congratulations on a personal note to see the whole group of you that have made it through. This is an important thing that we do here today, to create opportunities and pathways into EMS careers, into fire careers, other medical careers in whatever form that they may take. This is not something that has always been open, particularly to our children, our young adults of color, that have often seen doors that have been closed on them and not open to them. And so when we started this many years ago and now graduate our 10th class, we knew that if we could create a pathway into the service, into EMS training, that opens those kinds of doors, that it was really the best thing that we could do in a community to reflect the richness and the diversity of our community. To say that when someone appears at your doorstep because you have a medical emergency, that when that person comes into your home and looks like you, and may have a similar background to you, or may speak the same language that you do. Those things matter, not just for the EMS personnel that are arriving on the scene, but for those families that are in crisis that you will now be serving as you go into future careers. There are a lot of folks that have made this possible. There are a lot of people that have been particularly supportive of this program over the years, and I want to start with our fire chief, Tim Butler. I want to thank the chief for his incredible partnership, his incredible support, and his willingness to take this program to additional levels every time. He understands the importance of this program. Obviously, Jesse Kingston and the Department of Human Rights and Equal Economic Opportunity has been the key driver on this. And before Jesse, her predecessor, Luz Marie Frias, who really had the vision for this program to say, what do we need to be doing to open those doors of opportunity for all? It wouldn't happen unless we had folks that were willing to pick up this vision and continue to run with it. Our great partner in Inver Hills Community College, we want to thank you, Mr. President, for your support and your leadership and all of your personnel that work so hard on this. The St. Paul Public Schools, who have worked through the Hub Center, the Community Action Partnership of Ramsey and Washington counties, Southern Minnesota Regional Legal Services, all have played a key role. And to the funders that have made this possible and that continue to support this program, I say thank you, because what you do here is truly about equity. What you do here is truly about creating opportunities for all. I love this program. I love going down West 7th Street. I drive down it on a regular basis. I drive by the station there and see your faces, some of them panicking. I don't know if you're about to take a test or studying hard or whatever it is. But every time I drive by and see one of the students out in front of the station, what I see is an incredible sense of pride as they wear their uniforms, as they walk in the morning or walk out in the afternoon. The sense of pride that they're really learning a very valuable skill, a really incredible opportunity to serve that is being provided, that you're creating for you as members of our community. And so to the 171 students that have graduated from this, I wish we could track them all. I don't know if we have all that information to really see where they have ended up and where they have landed. But I know that when you make the commitment to go through this program, all the challenges that you face, you're making a commitment to the betterment of your future. You're making a commitment to the betterment of your family's future and to this community's future. And for that, I say congratulations and thank you for being a part of this. This is not the end. This is not even the end of the beginning, or the beginning of the end. But it is the beginning of a future for all of you, for your families and for yourselves and for this community. And so I congratulate you. Thank you so much for your work that you're doing, what you're about to embark on, and to all your families that have supported you. I hope that you don't forget to thank them, because if it wasn't for them supporting you, quite frankly, this would have been a much more difficult task. So you made a big step today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor Coleman. At this time, I would like to invite the Chief of the St. Paul Fire Department, Tim Butler, to come up and share some remarks.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending this afternoon's ceremony, a ceremony that marks significant milestones in the lives of the graduating class and in the life of our St. Paul community. First and foremost, I want to extend my congratulations and appreciation to the graduates of the 2014 Summer Academy. This day is about you. The celebration is only due to your dedication, your hard work, your perseverance. So I congratulate you, and I'm extraordinarily proud of your accomplishments so far. You were selected from dozens of other candidates to be in this 10th Academy class. Throughout your 12-week program, you showed tremendous courage and dedication to the standards that we're setting for the program. You've lived lives of courage and dedication, and so when you walk out the door tonight, don't forget to live those lives of courage. Be physically and morally courageous in your work so that others know how special you are, and they're encouraged to work as hard as you have worked to accomplish what you've done. Even though you're the 10th graduating class of the EMS Academy, you're still pioneers in your profession, in our department, and in our community. All pioneers blaze a trail with the hope that they can build it into a road for people to follow in the future. As I said, we set some incredibly high standards in the EMS Academy. You're interfacing with doctors, nurses, paramedics, firefighters, community leaders. Every time we set the standard and set the bar even higher for each class, You guys met that and exceeded that standard. So even though you're pioneers, or even though you're the 10th class, you're still pioneering the thresholds of this program. And we haven't seen the end of how high and how far you all can go. Never forget your pioneer spirit. Be bold. Continue to push forward those standards. Take time to mentor those people who are following the path, the trail, the roadway that we've created and that you guys are blazing the trail for. Thank you, Lord. I guess I'm done. I knew I should have brought my Halligan tool this time. When they start flicking the lights on and off, I'll know I'm really done. You also joined the ranks of one of the oldest and most noble professions there are, helping others when they're scared, hurt, or in trouble. Giving your talents and your skills, your passion, your energy, all of those things so that others might live a better life and a safer life is a societal value that's critical to our nation's character, and it's also critical to the quality of our neighborhoods. So graduates, I wish you well on your future endeavors. I look forward to those success stories that I know we're going to hear about the class of 2014. As I look back on the first 5 years of this program, I see some incredible changes. It's hard to congratulate and focus on the graduating class tonight when there's 5 years of things that we have to also mention, I think only rightfully so. As pioneers and as the ongoing standard bearers of the 5-year program, I'd like to open up the photo album, if you will, and go back 5 years and just kind of take some snapshots. Won't take more than an hour, hour and a half. But I want to share with you some of my memories from the program and some of the people and things that are just really stand out in a photo album. Like all photo albums, there's gaps. And at the end, there's a whole bunch of blank pages because you guys are going to put some photos in that album in your future. The first EMS Academy started back in the spring of 2009. From the idea to the first class starting was only 6 weeks long. The first class had over 100 applicants. 30 people were chosen for the class. At graduation, we had to take chairs out of the front row because there weren't enough graduating people from that class. 10 people graduated from that class. I see faces of the people that made this program what it is. I look at Gwen Peterson, Terry Haltner, who's now passed on, people like Luz Marie Frias, people like Dave Page. Those were the people that sat at that table with me and said, let's build this program, and they did the heavy lifting. And now they've been joined by people like the mayor mentioned, Jesse, all the folks at Inver Hills, Regions Hospital, Alina Transportation. I never believed in the it takes a village because I think it kind of detracts sometimes from personal responsibility. I can tell you, I couldn't name all the people in the village that helped this class and this program to get where it is. If you had anything to do with it, including parents and families, thank you. And these folks, I'm sure, will change people's lives and through their work, show their appreciation for the support and the leadership that all of you had on this program. In 2010, I should say the first class that met was in an abandoned building. It was in the old public safety annex. It was totally abandoned except by the staff of fire headquarters. We put the program in the old juvenile unit of the police department. Borrowed chairs, borrowed desks, and we made it work. And you guys are making it work to this day. In 2010, we moved into Station 1. It was an old abandoned fire station that was no longer in service except for storage. We turned that into an EMS Center of Excellence. And if you ask the college and university system folks that are in the program, if you ask EMS professionals, it is a cool place to go to school. And I'm so delighted that we had it. Later that year, we also met some incredible people from the original city of Pittsburgh's Freedom House. They were a similar program developed in Pittsburgh for paramedic training in the early 1970s. So it was our pleasure to rename the station Station 51 and then Station 51 Freedom House after that original group. We've added wraparound services. We've added pre-EMS Academy prep classes. We've added ambulance operation courses. The EMS Academy has expanded both in scope and in professionalism, largely due to the students and our partners in the community. Over the last 5 years, we had over $400,000 of community money invested in this program. Grants, scholarships, donations, loans, all of that with the countless generosity from the community. And that, no other program in the fire department has had that kind of support. So thank you all for that. In May 2014, 2 EMS Academy graduates completed paramedic certification. Another huge milestone for our graduates. Lauren Hafmeyer and Nella Kurtik graduated from the paramedic program, and I think the sky is the limit for them. The 2014 class is our biggest class ever. 23 graduates. Over 170 young men and women have graduated this program in the last 5 years, and I'm so incredibly proud of all of you and all of them. Speaking of jobs, many graduates of the EMS Academy work for the city. They're working in the EMS profession around the metro area. More than 3 dozen are working at St. Paul Fire in our basic life support transportation unit. That program started 25 months ago. We've already treated and transported 2,500 patients from around St. Paul. So thanks to the energy and the work of these folks. Earlier this year, the city took another huge step forward to create a 3-year apprenticeship program that would take EMS Academy graduates, work them through the BLS transport program, and ultimately go to paramedic school and firefighter school with promotional preference into firefighting jobs. So now for the first time we have the bridge built from St. Paul Youth to St. Paul Paramedic Firefighter. So thanks again for your pioneering work helping us build that bridge. Each step of the way, each graduating class has added to our experience and our program and our joy. And it is a privilege to share that journey with you. I have one more snapshot I'd like to tell you about. Today I attended a funeral of a nurse from Healthy. She'd spent 30 years in the nursing industry. Kind of a family friend. I didn't really know her very well, but I knew the family. Out of respect for them, I went. At the funeral luncheon, I met Brittany Dixon. I didn't meet her. She was a friend of mine to begin with. But I saw her again for the first time in a year or so. She was a graduate of the first EMS Academy. She was one of the first 10, okay? She's now working in the healthcare industry. She's an EMT. She's working on nursing degrees and going farther with her medical education. She's sitting at a table of 8 other people at this funeral luncheon. And they're all nurses, paramedics, EMTs, ER physicians. And she was part of that group that she introduced me and she said, these are my friends, they're my peers, they're my clan. That's the word she used. I thought that was really cool because she was such a beautiful part of that whole group. She fit in so well. She was the centerpiece, actually, of that group. And I thought in a flash, wow, I hope that that snapshot is the same kind of snapshot that you guys will put in those blank pages at the end of the book. She's undergone a wonderful transformation from high school student to EMS Academy graduate and now being surrounded by a whole clan of her peers. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her mother for being one of the leaders of this program, Gwen Peterson. I left the funeral feeling sad and grieving for the family, but just overwhelmed that there's a bright spot. And like I said, Brittany was such a vibrant part of that whole peer group. And I thought, good, she survived, she flourished, and now she's really established in the medical profession. The EMS Academy program and the people have come a long, long way. Tonight's class is another important step on that journey, and the future is bright, and the sky and the possibilities are limitless. So I look forward to hearing the success stories from this graduating class in the exciting years ahead. So congratulations again. Best of luck to all of you.
Thank you, Chief Butler. The EMS Academy would not be possible without our partnership with Inver Hills Community College, a member of the Minnesota State and College University system. Their commitment to endless hours of teaching both in and outside the classroom is evident in our students' first-time pass rate of the National Registry of the Emergency Medical Technicians exam. Joining us tonight is Brad Wright, Director of Emergency Services Programs at Inver Hills Community College, to share a few words.
Welcome. Thank you. On behalf of Inver Hills and President Wyans and Vice President and Provost Dr. Royal, the Dean of Customized Education, Pat McQuillan, and someone who never seems to make it on stage but does great work for all our customized education, Chris Hansen, who sits back there. I am one cog in the wheel that wants to say good job. You're the 10th graduating class, and we've been at this, for 5 years? And we're going to continue to do it. Chief Butler alluded to a 3-year program that we started, I believe. I'm kind of new to this whole thing. What we started a year or so ago, so that you guys can attend paramedic programs, hopefully at Station 51 or certainly on our campus. As he alluded to, firefighting and law enforcement have been around for a long time, as is healthcare. Nursing is one of the oldest professions out there. But advanced level or modern EMS is relatively new, really dating back to about 1967. So we're only about 45 years into how we do this, and we're still evolving. So we want competent care providers, and what that competency looks like is an ever-evolving process. When I went to paramedic school, and when you go to paramedic school, and hopefully you do, it looks a whole lot different than in 1995. Yes, I date myself. In 1995, when I went to paramedic school. It's a lot more challenging. It's a lot more difficult. But the role that we play, the tools in our toolbox, are much better than what I had in 1995. And the positive outcome that we can have on people's lives is much more effective than we had in 1995 when I got done with paramedic school. So on behalf of us at Inver Hills, I just want to say congratulations. You're not done. The journey's not quite over. You took a step last Friday. Or was it the Friday before? I think it was the Friday before, because I was emailing back and forth with Dave about the results. I just told you as we sat up here what the next step is, and that is register for your national registry so that I can verify you. See, I'm the gatekeeper. And I want to open up that gate. So we are proud to be in partnership. Like Chief Butler said, and like the mayor said prior to that, we want to see an increasing diverse workforce in EMS to reflect the communities that we serve. And on behalf of Inver Hills and the cohorts of mine and the EMS faculty, we are dedicated to see that endeavor come to fruition, and even more to fruition as we continue this partnership. There's one person sitting back here that had a seat on stage, but in true EMS fashion is sitting there, and that is your instructor, Dave Gamlin. I'd like to single him out. The instructors, not only at Station 51, but throughout our Inver Hills faculty, are truly dedicated and humble individuals to see the success of not only you 23 folks sitting here, but all of our EMS students as they progress through their journey to whatever healthcare career that may be, whether it's paramedic, whether it's nursing. We do have graduates of our program that are now emergency physicians, so the sky's the limit in terms of what you want to do. You have to buckle down, you have to do the work, you have to show the results. But at the end of the day, the education that you've received here is a benchmark that you can grow on. So, Dave, on behalf of your fellow faculty, great job, thank you. To the graduates, I will be looking on the NREMT website beginning on Wednesday. Dave is going to send me the list of who is naughty and who is nice and who I can verify. So, good job. I look forward to working with you as a group and individually in the future.
We have spent a fair amount of time celebrating this being the 10th class, sharing stories, talking to you, and I think it is finally time to turn it over for you to hear from some of the students. I would like to ask Cherie Jackson and Santana Sanchez, who were elected by their peers, to come up and share some personal words that they have of their experience with the EMS Academy.
So I'll start off by saying, my name is Cherie Jackson. Please remember my name. Why, you ask or wonder? Because I will become someone to remember, someone who's going to do great things, someone who's going to give back to her community, and most importantly, someone who's going to succeed and make a difference. I'm 24 years old. I have a wonderful little boy named Makai, who's 3 years old. I never knew you could fall in love so many times until I had him, and when I look into his little eyes. I was born in Chicago. I moved here when I was 4 years old. I attended Webster Elementary School and Murray Junior High, and I graduated from Hardin High School. After high school, I started working, and I worked at Regents Hospital. As I worked there and seeing all of the successful people, I worked in the gift shop, seeing all the success and all the people surrounding me, coming in the gift shop every day, talking to them, asking them questions, it just motivated me, and it showed me that I can get there if I put in hard work, that one day I know I want to be one of those people. I know I want to be one of the people that the kids are looking at saying, I want to be like you. So I ventured off. I said, where can I start at? I'm a firm believer in starting from the bottom and working my way up. So I went into nursing assistant. I started my first job at the Alton Memory Care, working with memory care, and I ventured off into hospice work. As I worked in hospice, and the people I met there, like, words can't describe their personalities. Like, I thought of it as gonna be a sad place, but it was actually the happiest place. As I went in and I talked to my patients, they told me, they taught me something. Every last resident there has taught me something. Don't give up. You can do whatever you put your mind to it. And so before I went online and I was like, I Googled EMT. I Googled places that will help you. I'm really good at finding my resources and using my resources. And I found the first thing that popped up was the EMS Academy. So I started maybe 2 years ago. I went through the pre-academy, but it wasn't the right time. But I promised myself that I will come back and I will succeed at the academy. So I started in January, and as I started, I didn't go through the pre-class. I just started straight into the academy. I got accepted, and it didn't go as well as I planned. It didn't start off as well as I wanted it to start off. I didn't pass the test the way I wanted to pass the test. So I decided I'm gonna stop the academy and I'm gonna start over. And that was the hardest thing I ever did, to come back and to see all my classmates and to see them finishing. I felt like I gave up on myself. But I told myself I was gonna finish, so I did the pre-class, and I came back, and I'm in the class. And this round was the best thing. It showed me that if you put in hard work, you can do whatever you want. And I came back, and I put in that hard work. I stopped working as much. I put all my energy into the EMS Academy. I studied, thanks to Kathy. She showed me how to study. I was out of high school for 5 years. I didn't have a clue on how to study. And it really shows when you reevaluate yourself, and sometimes you have to start over. I learned that success is not a straight line. Success is loops, turns, twists, and you're gonna fail. And so when I stopped, I was like beating myself up, like, why did I stop? Why did I stop? And it's because I didn't want to just breeze by. I wanted to say that I did it, and I know this, and I know what I'm talking about. If you ask me a question, I can answer your question. And if you ask me a question now, I'm proud to say that I can answer your question. And I know I'm gonna pass the National Registry because I put blood, sweat, and tears into this academy. And I really sat and learned, because I know when I go out there, I don't wanna be wondering, can I help save someone's life? I wanna know that I can save someone's life. So I just want to say to my family and my friends who had to deal with me crying and worried for the test coming up every Monday. My baby's grandma, she heard me every morning at 7 a.m. I called her, saying how nervous I was, and at the end she knew I passed every last test, my second round. And I blew through the class. And it's all because I reevaluated myself, and I figured out what I needed to do better. So I want to thank all my family, my boyfriend, my son, everybody who was there for me, and my classmates. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And the problem I had in the last academy is I didn't open myself up to my class. I didn't allow any of them to get to know me. And that made it so much harder for me in the academy. So this time, I took a different approach, and I allowed you guys to get to know me. And I took the time to get to know you guys. So you guys helped me a lot. I met some amazing people, and I will never forget you guys. And even though I'm older than you guys give me hope. You guys show me that I can do it. I can change my family's life cycle if I put in the hard work. I've never had anybody that I can look up to say that they are this and they're that, but I will be the first in my family to say that I will become successful. I will make it in life. I will give my son someone to look up to. So thank you guys. And I want to thank Dave, Kathy. Thank you so much, Kathy. You hurt my tears. The TAs, thank you guys so much. I truly, truly appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to coming to work with you guys, hopefully. I want to thank Mayor Coleman. I want to thank Inver Hills, thank you. I want to thank Chief Butler, Captain Adams, thank you. I want to thank everyone else who made this possible for us, thank you. And one of my dreams is to give back to my community and to be able to provide something for young kids to do like this. So look out for me, because I'll make that possible. So thank you guys so much, and thanks anybody who I forgot. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Santana Sanchez. I'm the other class speaker. I'm glad you guys all chose me to speak, even though I'm not an Aquarius, Liam. So I'd like to just start off by thanking everyone who made the EMS Academy the great opportunity that it is. So I'll start with Dave and Kathy. Thank you so much for teaching the class. I'm sure it wasn't easy trying to cram all the material into 10 weeks, and then again trying to cram all the material into our heads. But I thank you for your efforts, and we all made it, so you must have done a good job. I'd like to thank the TAs, Nikki, Uliser, Kayla, John Doe, and everyone else from Station 51 for helping us out in the afternoons, teaching us all our skills, going over, I don't know, probably 1,000 scenarios with us. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank Captain Adams for letting us use his station for this program. That was very gracious of you, and obviously we would not have been able to do it without the building. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank Mayor Coleman, Inver Hills, Chief Butler, and everyone else who made this program possible, and everyone else who supports the EMS Academy. And finally, I'd like to thank all of our generous sponsors. So on one of the very first days of class, Dave told us, now that we're in this program, we need to be ready to expect the unexpected. And at the time, I was like, that doesn't even make sense. Whatever, Dave. I just kind of blew him off. I was like, you can expect whatever you want. I had a very different mindset at the time. I had already decided before I started that I was just gonna put my head down, get through the 10 weeks, get my certification, and get out. But as the class progressed, and as I realized what this job was all about, and I think as we all realized what it takes to be in this profession, something unexpected did happen. We started to come together as a class, we came together as a team, and really we came together as a family. And I'm really glad that I got to be a part of that. And we are a family, and I'd like to say that I'm extremely proud of all of you, and I'm also very honored to be able to share the stage with you today, because you've all accomplished something truly impressive in succeeding in this program, and I'm happy that I was able to do that alongside you. But what's great about these guys that are graduating today is that for them this is just the first step. Some of them are going to go on to work as EMTs, continue their EMT education, and be great EMTs. Some of them are going to choose to go to paramedic school and be highly trained paramedics, highly trained firefighters, and work in their community in that way. Some want to go to nursing school, or already have, and will want to work in a hospital setting, providing care there. And some have aspirations of becoming doctors. But I know that no matter what they choose as a career, that they're going to continue to work hard and persevere to accomplish their goals. And I know that they're going to continue to better themselves, continue to better their families, and continue to better their communities. The EMS Academy was a great opportunity, but I know that they're going that is just the first step towards all that they're going to accomplish. And then I'd just like to end by giving you all some motivation. Everyone that's involved with the Academy knows that in the morning, we do a thing called morning motivation, and I was never able to give mine, unfortunately. So I'll do it today. Normally it's just like a quote or phrase. So I have one. I don't know who said it or where it's from. It's just a phrase that I like a lot. It's a lock screen on my cell phone, and it goes like this. Today I will do what others will not, so tomorrow I can do what others cannot. And I think that it is very fitting for this program and for these guys that made it through the program, because there are a lot of things that they did that others probably would not have chosen to do. Most people would not sacrifice their summers to sit in a classroom for 8 hours a day. Most people would not have spent countless hours after school in the fire station learning, studying the material, and practicing their skills over and over again. Most people are not cut out for this profession. Most people won't put the needs of others ahead of their own. Most people won't step out of their comfort zone to help someone else. And most people won't ever save someone's life. That's because that's something that most people cannot do. But we now have the knowledge and the skills to do so. We can be the calm, reassuring presence when someone is experiencing an emergency. We can be there when someone's world is falling apart around them. We can intervene when someone's life flashes before their eyes. We can save people's lives, and we can help people when they need it most. And that's the reason that I chose to join the Academy, and I believe that's the reason why we all chose to do what others would not, because we wanted to do what others cannot. Thank you.
So I'm actually going to ask you, Cherie, to come right next to me. So you talked about love and not being forgotten, and you talked about working at the Alton. So if you will indulge me a moment, everyone, to share a little story. Cherie mentioned she graduated from Harding High School. My grandparents both graduated from Harding High School and met when they were actually 13 years old and were together for over 80 years. They recently passed within the last year and a half, and they spent their last few years at the Alton. And I know that Cherie was actually part of the group on the floor that my grandfather was at. And one of the nurses came up to me and said, there's a woman here that I want to ask you, since I know what you do in your job, what do you think about her going back to the EMS Academy? She didn't finish the first time. And I said, that's okay. Sometimes we don't make it the first time, but we stick with it and we do it. And that's what this academy is about, is sticking with it, accomplishing stuff that maybe takes us a little bit of time, but dedicating yourself to others. And so, Cherie, thank you very much for all you did for my grandparents in their last few years. And Santana, thank you also for sharing some wonderful words with your class. And you know, even though it's not morning, I kid you not, with this light, it feels like it. So we'll have to figure out what happened to our light bulbs. I would like to take a minute just to acknowledge some of the partners of the EMS Academy whose contributions make this possible. Inver Hills Community College, Ronald M. Hubb Center for Lifelong Learning, Community Action Partners of Washington and Ramsey Counties, Southern Minnesota Regional Legal Services, Regions Hospital, Alina Medical Transportation, Health East Medical Transportation, the J. and Rose Phillips Family Foundation, Minnesota Fast Track, Firefighters United, the IAFF Local 21, St. Paul Parts Right Track Program, the Mayor, Deputy Mayor Kristen Beckman, and other city supporters who are here, the instructors, our teaching assistants, the BLS staff who journey alongside the students day and night for 10 weeks, and finally, to all of you, the parents, spouses, partners, significant others, family members, and friends who supported these graduates during this intensive course. Thank you all very much for your commitment, dedication, and support to our graduates. I would now like to invite Chief Butler of the St. Paul Fire Department, Brad Wright and Dave Gamble of Inver Hills Community College, and Kathy Bjornson of the Ronald M. Hubb Center for Lifelong Learning to present the certificates to our graduating class.
Okay. Graduate number 1, Elena Anubis.
Samantha Barber.
Liam Carr.
Kayana Comer.
Tommy Cooper.
Jermaine Edwards.
Robert Folayan.
Michael Philan.
Max Herr.
Robert Graham.
Michaela Huberty.
Yasmin Hussein.
Abdi Inshar.
Cherie Jackson.
Caleb Lang.
Chochia Lee.
Jessica Montoya Perez.
Nak Nguyen.
Marvin Sanchez.
Santana Sanchez.
Kong Bang.
Terrence Wade.
Ravinia Vivi Walker.
Now, if the class of 2014 Summer Academy would stand for the oath of the emergency medical technician. I apologize in advance for this oath. Not because you're taking an oath, but because it's an older and antiquated oath, but it's the one that was written for EMT, so we'll go with that. So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. I. Be it pledged as an emergency medical technician. I will honor all physical and judicial laws. I will follow that regimen, which, according to my ability and judgment, I consider for the benefit of patients. I shall abstain from whatever is damaging and mischievous, nor shall I suggest any such counsel into whichever homes I enter. I will go into them for the benefit of only the sick and injured, never revealing what I see or hear in the lives of men and women unless required by law. I shall also share my medical knowledge with those who may benefit from what I have learned. I will serve unselfishly and continuously in order to help make a better world for all mankind. While I continue to keep this oath honored, may it be granted to me to enjoy life and the practice of the art, respected by all humanity in all times. Should I trespass or violate this oath, may the reverse be my fate. If you would turn around and face the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the EMS Summer Academy class of 2014.
Okay, just because I walked up does not mean you need to stop. You can keep clapping. Let's give them one more round of applause. This is a celebration after all. Class of 2014 EMS Academy, we offer you the most sincere congratulations. Thank you all for joining us this evening. We hope you can stay and enjoy some cake and punch downstairs in celebration of the accomplishments of these graduates. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.